For them to approve the oil and gas law is absolutely waiting for the rate to change. Two very critical articles now saying they've magically reached an agreement on the oil and gas law within the month of January. Again, the oil and gas law has been pending and outstanding since 2005. They haven't passed a budget fully yet. We know it's in their hands. We know they're discussing it. I think they're really just waiting to find out what's going to happen to the oil market, with Trump coming into office, and which players, Iran, China, Russia etc., move where and how that's going to affect Iraq. I know what today is. I know that yesterday the Parliament was supposed to finish the articles in the budget. I know that on the 7th, Sadoni wanted everything done, if not what he was going to do, an operational budget. Oil and gas law is the salvation of the outstanding files between Baghdad and Erbil. This discussion is really gearing up again. Along with smaller notes discussions and HCL discussions. They want us to know the oil and gas law will solve all outstanding problems. Let's revisit this, oil and gas law. Remember that this is a constitutional requirement. We have been told many times in articles that this referendum must be written and passed as part of the Stability for Iraq article, a guarantor of zeroing out crises. Parliamentary demands to legislate the oil and gas law. In the article, the Kurdistan National Union parliamentary bloc called on the federal government, on Tuesday, to expedite and send the oil and gas law to the House of Representatives for study and approval as quickly as possible. Why the urgency? Wow, wow, wow. Question: my denominations are all in 25k notes, would I be able to exchange those? Yes, you can exchange 25k notes. You can exchange all of the notes. The only one you can't exchange is the one that has the picture of Saddam on it. Those are called PUS notes. You don't want those. The other one too is the 50 Iraqi dinar. Those are null and void. They're gone. You can't use those. Banking experts stressed the need to double the efforts aimed at restoring customer confidence in banks, stressing this step would absorb the accumulated cash mass and increase the volume of deposits. They're going to get all that cash that's on the streets, in people's houses or in safes or wherever, into the banking system. They've been working on this for a long time. An increase in value of the Iraqi dinar is going to get all those people that didn't do it, they're going to move and get in. Why? Purchasing power. Iraq's critical laws at this point are waiting for the rate to change. Iraq has not held a session of parliament since September 28. Critical laws, not draft laws, are waiting for the rate to change. That's why they have not held a productive session of parliament since September 28. They're going to resume their session of parliament after January 9. Government advisor: non-oil GDP growth rate in 2024 is unprecedented. Quote, the financial advisor to the Prime Minister, Mazar Mohammed Salih, confirmed that the growth rates of the non-oil gross domestic product will rise in an unprecedented manner during the year 2024. They are talking about increasing the value of the United States dollar over the dinar. The opposite direction we wanted to go. I told you there was talks about this before. This is only talks that the Iraqi dinar is going to lose value against the US dollar, at this point. Before he even sits down, the first thing he said, "You're right. Right now we don't exchange Iraqi dinar, but when it goes live we can help you right over there," and he pointed to the tellers. I said, "Do you guys verify on site?" He said, "Yep, when it goes live you can just go stand in line right there, they'll run it through the machine and then it will be right in your account, no hesitation." It was almost like he was saying, "We're waiting for it to go live too," is how I took it. Frank, nobody knows when, but they all have been put on alert. That's why the mantra, "It's a scam," is no longer to be found anywhere. It has become extinct because they are preparing to deal with this. Government advisor, non-oil GDP growth rate in 2024 is unprecedented. It's been an exciting morning, been proving and disproving pictures of lower denoms. There is a good chance one of my Iraqi contacts will be sharing pictures of the new Iraq $20 note today. We do not want to get folks' hopes up falsely. So doing more vetting today. The conversation in Iraq is small denominations/notes. Why would they release small notes unless there is a value change? The fact that Sudani is talking so much about the purchasing power to the Iraqi citizens is amazing. It puts us exactly where we need to be with this monetary reform education. No prime minister has ever made such bold promises to the citizens of his nation. These conversations of giving purchasing power to the citizens have never been seen in the Middle East nor said by a prime minister of the Middle East. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani held an expanded meeting with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian today, Wednesday, at Saadabad Palace in the capital Tehran, which he arrived in today on an official visit. In a statement by the Prime Minister during his visit to Tehran, he said, "We held an expanded meeting with the Iranian President, and discussed relations in various fields, and we also consulted with the Iranian President on the issue of supplying Iraq with gas and energy." Member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Mouin al-Khatimi, confirmed today, Wednesday, that the salaries of employees in Iraq for the year 2025 will be fully secured, noting that the general budget for next year will include oil and non-oil revenues. Al-Khatimi said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the budget for 2025 will have oil and non-oil revenues, as oil revenues are estimated between 110 and 120 trillion dinars. He explained that there are intensive efforts being made by the government, the House of Representatives and the financial committees to increase non-oil revenues, as these efforts aim to raise non-oil revenues to 30 trillion dinars. He added, the total revenues in the 2025 budget will reach 150 trillion dinars, which is sufficient to secure the salaries of employees and retirees, social care, and other operating expenses. Regarding the ministry's expenses, Al-Khatimi pointed out that there is an impact on the expenses on the investment side, which requires rationalizing expenses to ensure the sustainability of financing in future projects. The World Bank announced its readiness to submit the feasibility study, the Path of the Development Road project, and its details by next February. A statement by the House of Representatives, a copy of which was received by Euphrates News, stated that the head of the Finance Committee, Atwan al-Atwani, received today, Wednesday, a delegation from the World Bank headed by Jean-Christophe Carré, the regional director for the Middle East, to discuss supporting the railway rehabilitation project within the Development Road project. The meeting reviewed the economic and regional vision of the Development Road project and its strategic importance in stimulating